Today we are talking about the 14 to 30 f4 for the Nikon Z series. The Nikon 14 to 30 is the super wide angle lens for the Nikon Z series, and we brought it all around the world and we are incredibly happy that we did so. Marshall actually shot this lens pretty much exclusively. I don't remember him taking this lens off unless we traded for it at some point. But other than that, the second camera was always Marshall on the super wide. Now let's go through a few sample video clips and photos that were taken on the 14 to 30 f4 lens for the Nikon Z series, and all of these are from a Nikon Z6. Our tour today begins in Miami with the Nikon 14 to 30 f4. The 14 to 30 is super compact and sharp edge to edge. The autofocus is silent, and it really is a key lens for our style of travel photography and video creation. You can also attach standard screw-on filters to this super wide angle lens, which is actually pretty rare. This means that you don't have to invest in a full glass plate set if you just want to use simple ND filters or polarizers to minimize reflections, or an ND to smooth out water in this waterfall example. The back ring by default is set to manual focus, but you can also set it to aperture for easy control, which especially is helpful in video. It can also be set to exposure compensation. It's really well sealed, and at no time were we stressed about weather impacting our photos or videos. I personally prefer an f4 super wide over a potentially larger 2.8. When I'm in most situations that require a super wide, I rarely ever find myself shooting at f2.8. So because of that, I'm more than happy to use an f4 and to save a little bit of space in my kit, especially when traveling, when we're just carrying everything absolutely everywhere. One unexpected thing that we actually found was when we were in Iceland shooting the Northern Lights, I just wanted to get wider and wider, and coupled with the Z6 and how great the high ISO is, you can easily use this lens after dark at f4. We spent a lot of time outside with the Northern Lights and the stars. Traditionally in the past, you'd want something like a 2.8 or even a wider aperture, but we experienced no problems at all using this 14 to 30 at f4. We are super happy that we brought the 14 to 30 with us, and at no point in the trip did we discover any optical errors or anything that we would want the lens to do differently when handling strange and unusual lighting conditions. This is a lens that should for sure be in your bag if you are a passionate landscape shooter. And if you did not catch this week's episode of the show, there's a link in the description below. Go check that out. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.